Okay, we're down here catching up with Darian deRidder. He's the man behind the scenes here at Palmy RC Speedway. Darian, mate, got the big one here today, the under-16 stock car champs and the under-16 street stock champs.
Yep.
And then the geriatric races, the over 40, 540 stock car champs. So first off, I guess, tell us a little bit how you got involved with the RC scene and come to be running the Palmy RC Club.
I banged into a guy through my work who said he wanted a few bits and pieces made. I'm in engineering, so...
Advanced sheet metals, by the way.
Metals, yep. So helped me out with a few bits and pieces. He says, why don't I build your car for going up and down the driveway? And it went on from there, really. Met a few other boys in the RC scene. Ended up going and watching the New Zealand's in Wellington. It was my first real event. And and it's gone on from there. Joined the club, and it's been going for a few years. So.
Now you're the front man. Today, New Zealand under-16 champs for both the stock cars and the street stocks.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the event and what that's all about for the club and the kids.
The under-16s came about, I'm not too sure, probably 5 or 6 years ago over in the Hawke's Bay. The idea of it is to get the young people into the sport. They don't have to compete against the older guys who are a lot more experienced, so it gives them a chance to win a title in their age group. And it's proven very popular. The current 1NZ Junior in stock cars is at the moment is the current 1NZ Open champion.
Massive.
Which happens to be my son, but very proud of. But that's what you can do as an under-16.
And then I guess at the when you finish racing in these under-16s, there's a bit of a time wait in the meantime to race with you old boys in the over 40s. What's the over 40s all about today?
The over 40s is all about bringing the old guys back out onto the scene. I've got cars sitting at home, and for whatever reason they've lost interest, so trying to get them back out with a standard motor in them. Not too much damage, just all a bit of fun really, and it's good to see them back into the sport. Yeah. So.
Well, that's the one. So this is Darian deRidder. He runs the Palmy RC Speedway here. They race in Longburn. You can check them out on Facebook. It's the Palmerston North RC Speedway Club. Head on there, and of course keep an eye out later on in the show where plenty more action to come from this awesome event. So in the RC Speedway scene, we've got the three classes. We've got, three main classes. We've got street stocks, stock cars and super stocks. Obviously today we're just running the stock cars and the street stocks. We'll get Darian to run us through a little bit of tech talk about what these cars are all about. So this here is the current 1NZ Junior car. So tell us a bit about how this car was all set up and what the layout is here.
Okay, these guys here have to run standard motor. So this here is what we call a silver can motor. You can't modify it, you can't tweak it. You can change this pinion size, which is one of the gears. You can also change the gear, the main spur gear on here to change your ratios. Which is a catch-22. It can either be faster at the end of the straights or quicker coming out of the corners, so it depends which you choose. This class in particular...
well, it's just basically a stock basic class. It's brushed motors, I guess you'd say, like you said, and so requiring just a brushed ESC.
Yep.
Most popular being the Novak Rooster, I guess.
Yep, Novak Roosters. You can use Tamiya gear. There's quite a few on the market for brushed motors. They're reasonably cheap because a lot of the other classes have now gone to brushless, so there's a few spare parts kicking around for these cars. And you don't get a lot of damage in the standard class, which is awesome.
So that's it. This donor car, what do we call this sort of donor car here?
This is an X-ray on-road type donor. It's about a 2012, I think it is. So it's a T3 model. It's an older model, but it's still very good for what we do, and very, very nice to work on. Very precise bit of gear.
So is there a more basic a car, I guess, to work on than the X-ray car? I see there's a couple of other types on the table here that look a bit different shaped.
Traditional cars are the Tamiya TT01. There's a lot of them floating around. Little street stock here has to run that TT01 type donor. This is another 540 stock car which will run a TT01 donor in as well. So there's plenty of parts. They're reasonably cheap to replace parts on them. Just two different styles. There's a belt drive and a shaft drive. Take your pick really. They're pretty equal in performance. One's I find these a little bit easier to work on than these ones, but people argue they're easier, so yeah.
And then I see the batteries. We've got these sort of batteries down here, and then we've got these bricks, I guess you'd say, the LiPo batteries here, and the old nickel metals here. So
Yep.
I guess that these are the way to go.
Traditionally, we used to run a nickel metal hydride battery. They're actually getting quite hard to get hold of these days, so we've gone to the current LiPos, which perform a little bit stronger all the way through the race, whereas these NIMs start dying off basically from the first lap. And again, yeah, we've had to move with the times due to what's available as well. So it's like a lot of this gear. It comes and goes and progresses on.
Well, cheers, Darian. We'll head around the pits and we'll check out a few more varieties of cars, but that's the current 1NZ Junior, and this is Darian's 540, and of course Hunter's street stock as well, the 7P car, which we'll catch up with Hunter throughout the shape.